Hey, good morning. It is Sunday morning, July 21st. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I was drinking coffee this morning, sitting in my living room watching flag football on ESPN 8 The Ocho, and that was immediately following the rebroadcast of the Regional Cornhole Championship out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And then flag football came on, and as I'm sitting there, my wife asked me, "Hey, where are you riding your bike at today?" Didn't even have to think about it. I was like, "Port Gamble. That's what I'm doing. That's where I'm going." She's like, "You know, you should ride. It's good for you." I was like, "Yep, you're right. I should go." So here I am on my way to Port Gamble. The plan is to find a good parking spot, which shouldn't be hard, and make my way up to the ride park today for a couple hours. So I'll shoot some videos up there and try to hit some of the trails there that I've always hit, and maybe try one that I haven't yet, see how it goes. But the cool part is I'm getting out, riding my bike again, and all at the request of my wife. And I don't even think it was because she wanted me out of the house today. I think she just really, legitimately, genuinely wants me to be healthy. Huh? Can't beat that. She's a keeper. So I'll take some videos and some more coming when I get up to the trails. We're up at the RC Airfield in Port Gamble, which is about half a mile south of Port Gamble, the town of Port Gamble on Highway 104. Big open field area. Plenty of parking. I usually park here when I have the van because the other parking areas are not really big enough for the van. I mean, it'll fit, but kind of makes me a jerk for trying to park in there. Doesn't leave a lot of room, so I usually park up here. This is like the Beaver Pond Trail, accesses from this area into the regular trailhead, and it is kind of a perfect day, I think. It's a little overcast, about 66 degrees. Still a little dark in the woods here, kind of cool. Up to the ride park I go. Some strange lighting today in the Port Gamble Heritage Forest, but it's pretty cool. Makes it feel like it's almost like dusk, like the sun's going down or just coming up maybe. But I see somebody tried to start to build a bridge there unsuccessfully. Back on the climb. This is the Ewok climb trail. Not my favorite, but not much involved in climbing is. It's either this or the service road. So last time I did the road, I haven't done the Ewok trail in a bit, so off we go. I made it to the top of Ewok. The bike park is straight that way in that tree line, and it goes from all the way over there by where that lookout is, and then all the way down there a ways. So even into the further trees back there where some semi-downhill trails are. My fitness is getting a lot better. I know it doesn't sound that way because I'm sucking wind right now, but that's the first time I've ever been able to climb all the way up Ewok and not stop to push my bike or whatever, take a break. I pedaled all the way up. So I'm proud of myself for that, and that's never happened before. And so that's just one of those, just one of those things. If you're riding your bike every day or pretty close to every day and you don't really see it, improvements from day to day, like a thing like this, where even though I hate climbing,
and I feel like there's probably not a lot of people who don't, but just the fact that I'm able to go from the parking lot to here without stopping or pushing, it shows a marked improvement. And just for the record here, that is essentially 1.5 miles so far of climbing. So I mean, it's probably another, I don't know, quarter mile, half mile to get all the way up to the bike park. So it'll be at 2 miles by the time I get up there. And then if I were to take the access road and come up, not Ewok, I think it's like 2.75 miles to get from the parking lot to the bike park, because that comes all the way down that dirt road right there. You go up over the hill that way. So Ewok cuts a lot of time off, but whew, it's not easy. This trail is called Petrichor. It's the connector trail, essentially, across the top of this ridge for pretty much all of the trails here at the ride park. So you get from one area to the other. Petrichor is the trail you take, and it'll take you from the skills area to the dual slalom, to weekend at Burmese, down to the pro area, the pro set area where Maverick and Iceman are, and then all the way down to the south end of the park, with some other really good trails. And also keeps going north into the woods past the skills park, where I think there's 5 or 6 different downhill runs up there. There's the dual slalom, and we'll start off here at the skills park, or skills area. Over here they've got Pop Rocks, which is like a small rock garden feature, and Zigzag. We'll start with Zigzag. They all come down to the climbing trail and back up. And it connects right in here with all these other ones. And back up to the climbing trail right here. All these features kind of empty out into one another, so you gotta be careful when you're coming out. This is Pop Rocks, a little rock garden. Could have jumped that, I think. It could have just been wishful thinking, though.
What? That's not you.
That was the second lowest one. That was the biggest one. Not a fan. Water tables. And it looked like a giant group of people just showed up there, coached by my friend Brian Kilpatrick. So I'm done hitting stuff at the skills park, or the skills area. I think I'm gonna head down to the south end of the park, where there's some trails like coffee tables and forgot the other ones, Mr. Sparkles, Over Easy, some ones like that. There are tabletop jump trails, and then I'll work my way back up to here. Weekend at Burn tables. It's pretty laid back, just a bunch of tabletops. We'll turn to the right. another tabletop or two, maybe a step down, and then curls right back up. Over easy. This one's Mr. Sparkles. I think I've got a video of doing this one before, but that's a fun one. I'll do Mr. Sparkles again and then head over to Next Day Air. Maybe do that a couple times. And a couple times down weekend at Burmese. Head back down. No break in there, so I'll take it. Almost. So one more time down Mr. Sparkles. It's too much fun to not do it again. Pretty clean. Next Day Air. Oh, it's a fun trail. Return to sender. aptly named climb trail here at Port Gamble. Next there. On my way back down to the parking lot, I'm going to take Ranger. Last time I was on it, I washed out my front wheel because the berm had been partially destroyed. I didn't do it, it was already done. But so I'm going to take it easy, but this is a fun trail if you're in the area for sure. A little alternate deal there. Try to turn my head, remember to. Woo! Woo! Fixed it because I didn't see it. It's cool. And lower Ranger here. This is pretty much just cross country stuff until you get out to the access road again. There we go. of my favorite parts of the ride, not just because it's almost over and I get to have a beer, but it's kind of peaceful up through here, you know. Upstream, about to go across that Beaver Pond Bridge, which is one of my favorite features. Hopefully I don't meet any people head on. Bridge. Pretty cool. Love it. Breaking back out into the RC airfield parking lot. A little sunshine breaking through here and there. Still a lot of clouds. Temperature's still perfect. And there's that beautiful van. Thing holds a cold beer in there for me too. Anyway guys, another ride down. Port Gamble Heritage Forest ride park and trails and all that here in beautiful Port Gamble, Washington and Kitsap County. Well, sitting down at the van in the parking lot, enjoying a cold beer after what Strava says, an 8.22 mile ride today. Elevation gain of 936 feet. What else? It said I had, a PR on 10 kilometers. So the fastest I've ever ridden 10 kilometers was today. It's pretty cool. And let me see, another PR on a segment that says, why do Strava segments need to be so long now? 0.31 mile segment, 2.27, 2 minutes and 27 seconds. And Next Day Air, that trail I did a couple times there at the end. My personal record on that one, 1 minute and 48 seconds. I feel like I was doing it much faster. It must start like when I'm sitting at the top, like before I decide to go. But anyway, my personal record, and it was 348th out of over 1,100 people who have done that segment. But anyway, Strava's useful to keep me honest, I guess, right? And that's pretty much what I use it for, is record. Hit the record button, hit the stop button, and it lets me go back and see how often or how little I rode my bike during the month, and how many miles I put in, and all that stuff. And it kind of helps with the motivation stuff, just either making me feel guilty because I haven't ridden my bike in a few days, or making me feel pretty good about myself. And today I felt pretty good about myself because like I said, I climbed that Ewok trail without stopping and without pushing my bike, which is unheard of. Almost every other time I've gone up that trail, I've pushed the bike. So I mean, that means that my fitness is getting much better. I wasn't dying on any of the climbs that I usually suck in wind and cursing myself, so I was feeling pretty good about it today. So, and 8 miles is nothing to sneeze at on a Sunday. So I'm gonna enjoy my beer here and then head back home for the day. Probably do some yard work or not. I don't know. Depends on what Aaron's got going on. Bye.